Thank you, Battlefield 5. Now, it hasn't all been uphills and positives, there's also been quite a lot of downhills and negatives with Battlefield 5, but I just wanted to say thank you to them. Since 2018, I was playing Battlefield 5 originally on my PlayStation 4, and then I switched over to the PC only really recently, when I started this channel roughly. And for all it's worth, it really was one of the only games, or the last game, that will give us a true Battlefield experience, additionally. Now, we will have Battlefield Portal, and I'm super excited for that, but there's a few things that I feel like Battlefield 2042 is missing in a whole that it's kind of sad to say goodbye to. More specifically, I am disappointed that the fortification system is not there. When I look at the destruction in Battlefield 5 compared to Battlefield 2042, it feels like I'm going back a game. The way buildings just crumbled down, it was so gorgeous and just worked so well. And then, instead of just having a destroyed building, you could build something also to protect yourself. And it gave more options for creative game modes like Fortress mode, where you would have areas that have completely maxed out fortifications in it, and you'd be fighting through those. That was a sick limited time mode. It's a shame it was only limited, but it was crazy. I'm not sure who doesn't like the fortification system. You didn't even really have to use it, and I thought it was one of the best features in Battlefield 5. Now, it is a bit of a shame that we weren't able to explore all of what World War II had to offer us. There was leaked content on the Soviet Union, and then, well, not leaked content, but we had an idea that they were going to go to the Soviet Union. They only got as far as starting for the Western Front. Started the Western Front and they cancelled the game. I reckon they had a lot of things on the back wheel that they were just going to release slowly. Unfortunately, we'll never see that, hopefully in another game. But I feel like we should acknowledge the great comeback this game made. Yes, it had a stinky start and a lot of negative hate. The fundamental mechanics of the game, though, I felt were really good, and I also appreciated the tanks having an attrition system, so they would have to retreat back instead of just having unlimited ammunition. And 9 times out of 10, you had enough ammunition for the lifetime of the tank. It wasn't ridiculous. You can get like five shots and then have to retreat. But I did appreciate them having some sort of nerf on there. Now, I feel like Battlefield 5 also should take a lot of the compliments for Breakthrough, because yes, Breakthrough was around, but I feel like for most of us, Breakthrough got really popular with Battlefield 5. And I'm glad that Breakthrough is going to be in Battlefield 2042. I feel like a lot of players would have been extremely disappointed, especially just because of how popular that mode is. It is the second most popular mode apart from Conquest, and arguably gives the more Battlefield experience, depending on how you like to play. And then we have the sad story of Operations, now Grand Operations in Battlefield 5, where it turned into a very cheap mode of its predecessor. It was missing a lot of stuff, you know, like behemoths, and it was very repetitive. In every single one, you would jump out of a plane as a paratrooper. Now, I do think they had plans to extend it and make it different. So, for example, if we did get to an Omaha, you would have gone on the boat and landed over there. I reckon that was very much a possibility that they were thinking. Unfortunately, the mode died very quickly just because of how repetitive it was, and it was very hard to find a game mode. I still feel like what could have been, even with Battlefield 2042, yes, Operations did bad in Battlefield 5, but in Battlefield 1, Operations was like the most popular mode. It was the funnest mode, it had a story to it, and Battlefield 5 had the potential, but they just didn't put the work or effort into it. Then they canned it in Battlefield 2042. Now, Grand Operations is still fun to play in Battlefield 5, and it is quite enjoyable, especially you get like a longer experience. You can appreciate that more war mode, but it was just, yeah, it was the same. Every single map had a pretty similar objective, take out the artillery, but yeah, there's a lot of missed potential. Talking back to its comeback, I mean, we got the Pacific, and that's really where the game started to turn around completely. But like I said, there were still disappointments. You never got the body dragging feature. If you remember, they always talked about how you were going to be able to drag a downed friendly, pull them back behind friendly line. They didn't have that in Battlefield 2042. And then I feel like the graphics in Battlefield 5 is better than Battlefield 2042. Maybe it's just a different artistic style, but if you you ask me, it's very different, and Battlefield 5 was just a very beautiful game. But like, you can hate the game, you can love the game. It has very mixed feelings. I'm just enjoying it for what it offered, and I want to say thank you to it. It did start my YouTubing, and pretty quickly I started talking about Battlefield 6, but Battlefield's what really got me into Battlefield 5 really got me into the community and more invested in the game, which I feel like for most of us probably going to be confused. I did play Battlefield 4, I did play Battlefield 1, and I played a bit of Battlefield 3, but Battlefield 5 really kind of got me into playing Battlefield regularly. And yeah, the servers will start dropping. They're still doing pretty well on Steam. They're still getting like 10,000 players 24/7, something like that. Very high number on Steam only. But I guess sometimes it's like you want to think of what could have been. What could have they done this game? We'll never know, sadly, and it's a shame, but you know, money speaks, and they obviously weren't making enough money on Battlefield 5 to argue that continuation. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you Battlefield 5 for my memories and all the fun I had. I'll see you guys for Battlefield 2042.